Hello, I'm Don Phipps, Superintendent of the Caldwell County Schools, and I'd like to welcome you to this edition of the Caldwell County Schools Profile Show. We have an exciting lineup for you today. We're going to begin in our first segment with Heather Poole, who's one of our team members who works with our mentor program and also with teachers who are working on National Board certification. And then we're going to have three of our Lady Spartans from South Caldwell High School's softball team who have just come back and have brought home the state 4A softball championship will be joining us in segment 2. But I'd like to get started with Heather. Heather Poole again is with us. I'd like to welcome you and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Could you tell the viewers what your title is and what roles you serve in the Caldwell County Schools?
My official title is a mentor for beginning teachers. I work with first, second, and third year teachers, pre-K through 12th grade, in multiple schools throughout the district to support them as a beginning teacher. I also work with national board candidates, anybody in the district who is wanting to go through the process to provide professional development and support.
And I've been in a few school districts over the years, and I've seen the mentoring support cut from the state, and then it has to be more of a local commitment. And in our county, we have individuals who are dedicated at the district level to support our teachers in the schools. What types of work or activities would be included under the umbrella or heading of being a mentor? And what services would a beginning teacher receive?
So my job as a mentor is a 24/7 job. I do not have my own classroom, so I'm able to be in the classrooms of any beginning teacher at any point in time. I meet with all of our first year teachers every week face to face and get to talk to them about what's going on in their classroom, what issues they're having. I get to co-teach with them, plan lessons, be in there to help support them implement those lessons to the kids. I'm also able to sit in on post-conferences, listen to what the administrator has to say so that when they leave, the teacher and I can have a conversation about this is what the principal said, this is what that means, so here's what we need to do to work together to make that happen. The mentors also provide professional development after school on issues that beginning teachers face, such as classroom management, lesson planning, working with parents, stress management, to try to help develop them as a beginning teacher.
Now, I know in the research work that I did on my dissertation years ago, when we looked at the issue of teacher retention and the attrition rates of teachers, one of the biggest issues was the amount of support that they felt. And what I recall from that research is that the earlier they feel supported and the more that they feel like they have a foundation and their feet on the ground, the more successful they are. Do you find that to be true?
I do, absolutely. And because I'm not part of the school, I'm not part of the school drama, so I'm an impartial person who can be a confidential sounding board and resource for our beginning teachers when they may feel inadequate or like they don't want to ask questions and feel like they don't know what they're doing. They can come to me and we can talk through it so it doesn't put them on the spot.
As we're out recruiting new teachers to come in, if we were to sell our mentor program, what would you say in an elevator speech about what we do for our beginning teachers?
I would say that in Caldwell County Schools, we provide one-on-one individualized support for beginning teachers throughout their first, second, and third year of teaching. You have one person that is dedicated to your growth and development the entire 3 years as a beginning teacher. Sometimes I have teachers call at 5:30 in the morning because they've woken up and they're sick and they need a sub and they don't know what to do. Sometimes I have teachers that text me at 5:30 at night after they've had a parent conference and it's not gone well. So what do I do now? So I'm that resource available at any point in time. And because I can be in their classroom and work with their kids and be there to help them navigate all the things that you just can't learn in college until you get that experience. So that's able to help retain our teachers here in Caldwell County.
Well, I want to say thank you for what our mentors do to support our teachers. We're very grateful for that.
Thank you.
Another topic I wanted to discuss and have our viewers learn a little bit more about is the National Board certification program for teachers. And I feel sure that parents and others that have had some contact with the schools have heard that before, but they may not know what it really means. Could you tell us a little bit about the program and how it works and how often teachers have to get license renewed and those types of things?
So National Board certification started in 1987, and the point of National Board was to create rigorous standards for what accomplished teachers know and should be able to do. The process initially started as a 10-year certificate, so it had to be renewed every 10 years to maintain the title of being a National Board certified teacher. But in 2017, that process changed to a 5-year renewal cycle. National Board certification is based on 5 core principles. They call them the 5 core propositions. And core proposition number 1 is that teachers know their students. And core proposition number 2 is that they know the subjects they teach and how to teach those subjects to students. The third one is that they're responsible for managing and monitoring student learning. The fourth one is that they think systematically about their practice and learn from the experience in the classroom. And then the fifth one is that they reflect on their practices and are members of learning communities. With those 5 core propositions, National Board Certification has 25 certificate areas that teachers can pursue certification in. The process includes 4 components. Component number 1 is an assessment center exercise. So teachers have to go to a testing center and take tests that are multiple choice as well as short answer. And it covers the entire age range of their certificate area. The second component of National Board Certification is differentiation. So they analyze and collect student work samples and create a plan for how to impact student learning. The third part is a video where they have to analyze their teaching practice and look at what they are and are not doing to be able to impact student learning. And the fourth one requires them to get to know their students by pulling data from a variety of sources to be able to make a plan to, again, impact student learning.
Sounds like a very arduous process, but these are things that the teachers who are high caliber, who can earn the certification, are doing in many ways in their regular work life, right?
Absolutely. And what we've done through the Beginning Teacher Mentor program is try to embed these 5 core propositions into learning how to be an accomplished teacher, so that when they're eligible for certification in year 4, it's a seamless transition, something that they're already doing anyway.
So if a teacher's been teaching for a while and they're thinking about what they want to do with their career, and they're considering possibility of a master's degree or national board certification, are you seeing a trend that our teachers go in one direction or another, and is there a benefit of one over the other?
I will say that I have my master's degree, but I also have my national board certification, and there's benefits to both. Currently, North Carolina provides a 12% pay differential for teachers who have national board certification, and the master's pay at this point in time is questionable. So the pay raise obviously is an attraction to teachers being able to do that. With my job, I travel from school to school, and so in doing that, I certified in 2003 and renewed in 2013, and teachers would approach me in the hallway, veteran teachers, how do I do this? What is this about? How can I go through this process? And so I started to answer the same questions over and over. So in 2017, I streamlined all of that and created a district-wide support group for formal sessions where teachers can come and learn about the process and go through it. Last year, we started with approximately 40 teachers at the beginning of the year, and then we finished with a little bit less than 10 who finished the whole process. This year, I've got over 50 teachers who are signed up and who are interested in going through the process next year. So it says a lot about the need that there is for teachers who want to go through the process.
And what is our number right now of nationally board certified teachers?
In the district, of people who started in Caldwell County Schools when they certified, it's almost 300.
Wow.
Across the state, however, North Carolina has the most national board certified teachers across the country, and it's almost 22,000.
What message would that send to a parent or someone in the community that's just talking about or thinking about the quality of education and the services that are rendered by our teachers?
I will say that research supports the fact that teachers who go through national board certification report it to be the best professional development they've ever attended. When teachers go to professional development, they have to think, how am I going to use this? What can I pull from this and take to my classroom? But when you go through national board certification, it's relevant, it's real, because it's related to your teaching context. So the fact that you look at who's in your classroom, why are they in your classroom, what needs do they have, how can you alter your instruction to meet those needs? Once you learn how to reflect on your practice and think through those things, you can't go back. So whether or not you achieve certification, the learning and growth that happens from going through the process is invaluable to the success of teachers in the classroom.
We're very proud of our teachers. We're proud of the work that they do, and we certainly are grateful that we have individuals like you and our other mentors that are doing the mentor work, and that we also have built-in support for the National Board Certification. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We hope you'll stick with us in our next segment. Again, we're going to have the Lady Spartans team represented by 3 of their players that are here for us to celebrate with them, bringing home the State 4A softball championship. We'll see you back shortly. Welcome back to the Caldwell County Schools Profile Show. In this segment, we have 3 special guests. We have 3 of the Lady Spartans from the state 4A softball championship team that have joined me, and I'd like to have some opportunities to ask them some questions and allow you to meet some of the great students that we have who are also student athletes representing Caldwell County. I'd like to begin and have you introduce yourself. Tell us what position you play and your parents' names.
I'm Jasmine Hall. I play shortstop, and I'm the daughter of Brian and Ginger Hall.
I'm Sierra Hansen. I'm catcher, and I'm the daughter of Craig and Tanya Hansen.
I'm Reagan Wiesner. I play second base, and I'm the daughter of Brad and Donna Wiesner.
And all three of our students, athletes, have on the state championship T-shirts. I think those just arrived this week. It's exciting to see that. Just kind of a recap, you finished the season with a 25-5 record, 25 wins, 5 losses. You made your way through the conference tournament, and then you start the long trek through the state championship, which really is a tournament. And that ends before you get to the state championship in the regional finals, which was in Mooresville. And if I recall correctly, you fell down one game. You have to win 2 games to win that championship, so it's the best 2 out of 3. You fall behind 1, and then you come back and you win the next 2. In the state championship, very close games. You fell behind, lost the first game, and then kind of come from behind. How does that feel when you've made it all the way to the state championship and you find yourself down 1 game, knowing that you've got to win the next 2? What's that like?
I think it shows that we have to push harder. You can't let anything go easy. You just have to push.
We've been in this situation before, regionals and last year, so we know what we got ourselves into and we know what to do.
We really just knew that we had to relax more and just play our game, that we knew we were the better team. We just had to prove it.
When you go into a championship series like that, how much scouting has been done on a team like Hoggard? What did you know about them?
We knew that they mostly relied on their pitcher. We knew a lot about their pitcher, how she pitched. We knew that their shortstop was one of their best players, that they can somewhat hit, but it's their pitcher that really carries their team for them.
I had played travel ball with their shortstop, so I knew some of that. And internet, social media, that helps us a lot.
Right.
Well, you do a lot of stuff on max preps and look at their numbers and stuff, but really we just went in and played our game because
it doesn't matter about the numbers, just matters how we prove ourselves.
Well, there was an interesting dynamic, I think, in play. The pitcher for Hoggard led the state in strikeouts. Did you all know that?
we thought it was 4A.
Yeah,
Before.
4A.
And then here on Reagan, you led the state in home runs, so you have a dominant pitcher against a dominant hitter, and folks were just kind of waiting to see what would happen. I found one of the things really thrilling in that 8th inning when you're working to kind of, you climb back and you've got a tie score. You've got runners on 2nd and 3rd, and then you're up to bat, and they walk you. How'd that make you feel?
Made me feel kind of happy. They're intimidated somewhat, but then I knew Sierra was coming up behind me. She was going to hit the ball. She knew what to do. She's a good hitter. She was smart. She knew she was going to have to get it on the ground towards the right side to score. Logan, I think that was on 3rd.
Yeah.
And I thought that I had the opportunity to be at game 1, and then I was at game 3 to see you all bring it home. But watching the walk, and I thought everybody sees different hitters or different roles on the team to put you on first base. That meant that the next person up had to deliver. And I think that's really what teamwork is about, are people that play the role and stand and deliver. We talked about overcoming adversity. In that championship game, you got up early and then gave up, 4 runs in 1 inning and found yourself down?
Yes.
How do you react to that? It's hot. It was really hot.
Yeah.
It was hot for me in the stands. I know it had to be hot for you guys on the field, but you've exerted a lot of energy. You played 2 games the night before or the day before, and then you're there for the championship, all the emotion, and then you get ahead, and then all of a sudden you find yourself behind a few runs. How do you respond to that?
We just had to relax, really, and just play our game and know that we've been in that situation before, like last year. And we just had a lot of grit in us, I think, this year to really win.
We were hitting the ball already. We were, like, Jasmine and Reagan both already hit a home run. There was like 3 or 4 already off the fence. And we knew if we just kept hitting the ball like that, things would be going our way. And we can't just give up. Not anymore. Not
I
good.
think having that loss from last year gave us more determination and more drive to want it more this year, because we know how bad last year's loss felt. This year we just wanted it a little bit more.
I was there last year too. I had just been named to the superintendent's job and had a chance to go out. That was the first official action or activity I was involved in. It kind of leaves you with an empty feeling when you walk away and you've lost at the state championship level. How did that help you coming back, having gotten that close last year and ending up the runner-up just short of being the champions? Did that have an impact, or did it help you in any way this year?
Yes, definitely. I think it gave us more of a drive to win
Yeah.
this year. Not that we didn't want to win last year, but this year we just know how bad it was to lose. It just gave us that more drive and determination to win it.
But not only, like, people make it bad for losing, but it shows how good we were being in second place, being that far. So we got to prove ourselves again.
Mhm.
It wasn't
Yeah.
a
And it's
bad
really
thing.
hard to get there. I think people don't understand how hard it is for us to get there again and actually win it this year. That was a big accomplishment for us. It's South Caldwell's first state championship for softball. So
Well, one loss along the way in the tournament, and you'd be out. So you all did a
Mhm.
great job.
Thank you.
Coach Casey Justice referred to you all as being a team made up of toughness. And we've talked a little bit, and I like the word grit that you use. How would you describe toughness as it applies to you all as a team?
Mental toughness.
Okay. What does that mean to you?
Like, no matter what happens, we all know that everyone has a job, and we know that everyone can perform on this team, no matter if you're on the bench or if you're on the field, no matter if you're a coach, like anything. Everyone has a part, and we all know we can do it.
and we all have each other's back. Like, really, I can depend on Sierra to get me a hit if I have a bad at bat. Like, I can't get down on myself when I know that my team needs me in the field to make a play at shortstop or something like big like that. You can't get down on yourself like that in a big game.
We're tough as in we don't give up. We'll fall behind, but we'll keep pushing. We're not a team just going to sit down and just get all upset that we got out, we struck out. We're going to keep fighting. We're going to push through it, and we're going to win.
We're mature players, pretty much.
Early on, you guys were hitting the ball hard, but you were hitting them right at people. And I think if somebody were a few feet over in the position, you would have had base hits.
Yeah.
And how did that make you feel, knowing that you're making contact, you're having an opportunity to get around on a great pitcher, but those balls are just landing in the gloves of your opponents?
I think we just knew eventually that those balls were going to drop if we just kept hitting it and hitting it hard like we did, because they were just line shots right at them. So we were finding places towards the end to get us those runs we needed.
I agree with her.
Yeah.
Tell me about the crowd. It'd be neat to be on the field to have experienced what you experienced, but how does the crowd impact you when you're in the middle of a game and you're playing high stakes like that?
Definitely our student section helps a lot with, like, when we played Mooresville and stuff, they're back there cheering us on, and to see how many fans we had there out for us was awesome.
The little girls is
Yeah.
I
the
love
yeah.
the little 8-year-old, 10-year-old girls that come and ask us for our autograph. Like, that's what makes me happy.
It's heartwarming.
That's what keeps us going.
I think all the fans there helps us. Them cheering and yelling, showing how much support we have, really gives us the energy just to keep pushing through their support.
And I don't know if you know this or not, but the entire county was behind you, and they would be behind any school that's in a championship like that. At that point, you're representing South Caldwell, but you're really representing all of Caldwell County.
Yeah.
And you had folks in the stands that were representing all of our high schools, and they were all pulling together. It's nice to see that happen. I want to transition just a little bit. You're student athletes. So if we think about the student part of it, how do you feel like the athletic experience that you've had, not just the championship, but going through a long season and all that goes along with that, how do you think that translates into just life in general for you?
Nothing is given to you. You have to work for what you want, and that's life. Like, you have to work to get money. So
we all have a dream of going to college, and if you don't do the student part, there's no way to get there. And so I think athletics kind of gives us like a determination to further on our studies, and that's pretty much what.
Yes, like what Jasmine was saying, you can't just sit there and expect something to get handed to you. You have to go work for it. You have to work hard. You can't just lay back and let it come to you. You have to go get it.
How about handling disappointments or setbacks?
Well, in life, there's going to be a lot of disappointments. Everyone knows it. So it kind of just gets us ready for
kind of have to roll with the punches and just.
But you
Yeah.
can't give up on
Yeah.
it. If you have a dream, you're going to keep working for it until you get it.
And I know all three of you are going to be very successful. Let our viewers know a little bit. You're all three sophomores, and the team actually loses 3 seniors this year. So you're bringing back a strong core of players, and I hope that you all have continued success. But have you thought about life after high school in terms of what you think you want to do after graduation?
I think we all three really want to play college and softball.
Yeah.
It's our
And-
dream.
Yeah.
What about careers or areas that you want to study? Have you
I
thought
like
about that?
hygiene a lot.
I want to be a chiropractor.
I want to go into coaching.
Yeah, or coaching, yeah.
Well, I'm confident whatever you choose to do, you're going to be very successful. You've represented us very well. I'm proud to have you on today. And I want to say again, congratulations for bringing that state championship home.
Thank you.
We thank you for joining us, and we hope you have a wonderful summer.